Hey everybody, how's it going? So, if you are new to streaming or making podcasts, doing anything like that, try Riverside.fm. It is a great program. I use it on a daily. They also have a mobile app that you can use. So if you want to do it on the go, you're good to go. They have a free subscription and they also have paid tier subscription. And with each tier, you'll be able to get different things going on. So what at the they have one that's like $29.99 a month, which is the highest tier that they have. You can record 4K. Um, you can add like a little logo to your video, which you're probably gonna see one on mine up here in this corner. It's a great program. If you like I said, if you haven't started, try it out. If you have started, try it out. I'll have a link in the description if you want to go ahead and try it out. All right, y'all take it easy. Later. Welcome back to another episode of I'm Too Absent Minded, a show where I will unintentionally veer off topic because I am absent minded. I am your host that love peanut butter toast, Howard Higgins, and let's get ready for this random ride we're gonna go with. So, why people smack their teeth or be smacking while they chewing, like eating anything? Not gum, but that's the worst. But he be out here eating some bread, apple, you just like, yo, that shit annoy me so much. And my daughter, she smacks on everything. It don't matter what she eating, she gonna be smacking on it. It could be it doesn't matter, toast, rice, eggs, bacon, a lollipop, or whatever the case may be, she's smacking on it. And I'm like, why? Why are you doing this? And like, it must be good though, because when she's smacking, she ain't talking. And why people don't talk? Like that's how you know your food is good when nobody want to say nothing while they eating it. They just sitting there just chewing on it, just scarfing it down. They don't say not one word until everything done. They don't want to lean back and rub their belly like, oh, this is so delicious. It's crazy to me. Who? What's the point of silent letters? I don't understand the point in silent letters. Like, why is there a K in knife? Why is that? Why is the English language unusual? Nah, it's stupid. The English language is stupid. There's a lot of words that sound the exact same, but ain't spelled the same way. Pluralization of words, like a mouse, and then you got two mouses. It's mice. You got a house. You got two houses. Why do they heist? Beyond me. And speaking along the same lines of chewing with your mouth open, what's up with the people who like breathe through their mouth at all times? Like I understand like if you have like sinus issues or you got a cold or something and your nose is stuffed up. Okay, yeah, obviously you're gonna breathe through your mouth because you can't breathe through your nose. But for everybody else, like, why y'all breathe through the mouth? Like, I mean, I ain't saying ain't nothing wrong with people who breathe through the mouth all the time. I'm just curious onto why. I never really got a good answer from anybody. The only answer I kept getting was, "Oh, that's just what I do. That's just how I breathe." They're like, have you tried to breathe through your nose? And a lot of people just say, "Yeah, I just forget, so I just breathe through the mouth." It's kind of weird how you forget to breathe through your nose. Like that's like in all breathing exercises, in through your nose, out through your mouth, in through your nose, out through your mouth. That's just how it goes. So I don't understand how you can forget to breathe through your nose. I don't know why I said it sounded weird. I don't know if it sounded weird to y'all, but it sounded weird to me when I said nose. Then you breathe out your nose. How you forget to breathe through your nose? And it is raining something crazy out here. Man, it's been raining for like on and off for like 2 weeks, and it's annoying. I'm glad I did my yard work yesterday. So because like I said, it's been raining so bad and so often. The grass in my backyard was a lot. That grass grew like it was in the jungles. It was just growing and growing and growing. I had to take I used a weed whacker at first, so I'm using that to cut the grass down so I can go with more because I have a battery operated lawnmower, which normally the battery operated lawnmower is good and everything like that if your grass isn't too high. But if you got a lot of grass, it don't have the power to cut through thick grass. And this grass was thick. Yo, I had a dandelion, like 4 dandelions in the backyard that were massive. They looked like the dandelions from what Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle 2, Secret of the Ooze. It looked like that. I was like, why do we got these go ninja go dandelions in my doggone backyard? It was a lot. And because of batteries, like they died, like they died often. I had 2 batteries. I had one for the lawnmower, one for the weed whacker. So I would cut the grass. I probably get like a quarter of the grass done. And then I have to then the battery dies. So I gotta put it on the charger. So I grab the weed whacker and I start whacking at the grass, start edging everything up, hitting a little flower bed and everything like that. And which, speaking of weed whackers, brings me to another thing I just thought about. So I ran out of like the little wire for the weed whacker. So I goes to Lowe's and I was like, hey, well, first I go and I buy one. And I was like, all right, so I grab it, come home, open it up. I was like, shit, it's wrong size. Take it back to Lowe's. And so, I'm looking and I didn't see it. So I push a little bell, had one of them dudes come over to come help me out. And, I was like, hey, I'm looking for one, like this. And he's like, oh no, we don't have any like that. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I was like, it is an older model. I bought it like, last year, 2 years ago or something like that. So all right, I get it. Just, older model, y'all don't got them no more. Cool. He was like, you could always uh rewire them or restring them. I said, you could do that? I didn't know. I'm not big into y'all word like that, so I had no clue I could do that. He's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. He's like, it's real easy. I was like, well, I don't know. Can you show me? He said, not a problem. So he goes and he grabs he looks to find out what size of the string that I need. And we get the string that I need. And he grabs it. He's like, all right, yeah, you're supposed to either put it through here. He's like, nah, that don't look right. He's like, or put it over in this way. And he's like, oh no. Then he puts it through and he does the same scenario he did the first time with the little string going through the one hole. And he looks and he's like, ah shit. I mean, oops. No, actually he didn't say shit. He said, ah fuck. And I was like, what? And he was like, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, no, it's cool. We're all adults here. I ain't too worried about it. Like, I just need to learn how. I just need to know how to do this. And he was like, well, I don't really know how to do this. I've never done this before. But you can go to the Lowe's website and they'll have tutorial videos so where you can look it up in YouTube or whatever. And I'm like, you should have opened up with that first and just be like, just take the hit. Just be like, look, man, I don't know. I have no idea how to do it. But here's some resources that you can go to find out and learn how to do it yourself, which I'm cool with that. All the car maintenance that I did on my old 2000 Yukon, which apart from the base stuff, spark plugs, like I learned how to do an oil change, replace the radiator, replace belts, replace radiator hoses, remove O2 sensors, rotors, a lot of stuff. And speaking of the riding lawnmowers, I want one, and I want one just because I don't care if I got 7 feet of grass. I want this riding lawnmower, and I will be sitting around cutting grass in a fucking 2x2 square, just getting it in with a brew basket on the side of this riding lawnmower and a brew case on the other side. And I would just sit out there, drink, and cut the grass all day long. Now, will it be good looking grass? It depends how many brews I have. Will depend on how good the grass will be when I get done with it. Also, I need an etcher. Make the yard look nice and everything like that. So I'm like I said, I was cutting the grass the other day, and I think I watched too much of that SB mower thing on TikTok. That dude cutting grass, and because that's his profession is yard work. Um, or I don't know. There's a name for it. I can't. The name escapes me at the moment, but I know there's a name for it. But so yeah, so I might have been watching too much of this. So I'm sitting over here. I'm like I said, the grass was thick, so I'm using the weed whacker and I'm using the lawnmower, and I'm also using the damn blower, and I'm like blowing all like the little grass clippers because I use the mulch part. I don't use the bag, and the reason why I don't use the bag is for because they say when you use the mulch, it helps with the grass growing and helps the grass look better and everything and yada yada. This and this and that and that. That's what they say. The real reason why I don't use that bag is because it take too much time. So I gotta cut the grass. Oh, the bag get full. Take out the bag, dump it out, put the bag back, cut 7 feet more grass or 7 yards more grass, and up. This is done. You always got to keep stopping to empty this bag. And it takes a very long time. It takes way more time than it need be. So I just throw the little mulcher on there and I just go into town. The bad thing about that is, though, if it's a lot of grass and the grass is wet and it's thick, thicker than a snicker, then it clog up the lawnmower and you got to wait a little while. Because, like I said, I got an electric one, so I got to wait a little bit and get it to, unclog itself. I smack it around a little bit like an unruly demon. I be smacking it around. Let it get unclogged, and I'll continue with the yard work. You know, Good day out there in the sun with the air blowing. For one, I got allergies, and that shit sucks because I'm sneezing, coughing. It is not a fun time out there cutting grass. It is. It really ain't. I'm really not a fan of that. I really ain't. But it has to be done. It's something that got to get done. You can't have your left yard looking like a jungle. I was thinking of something better to say than a jungle, and nothing came to mind. But yeah, so you got to cut it, make it look nice. I also want a dog. Dogs are dope. I had dogs growing up. Had dogs majority of my adult life, but now I got some cats. I said this before. One of the cats ain't the sharpest light in the box. You know what I'm saying? The other one, he kind of smart. Like he can sit on command. You can tell him sit, he'll sit down. One thing I don't like about cats is they just be licking themselves. So you'll walk into a room and this joker will have that leg bent back like a stripper getting ready to do some nasty things and just be going to town, licking himself, cleaning them, grooming. But then, like, you'll walk in, you'll look at him like, what the hell? And he'll look at you like, what the hell? And then, like, why you looking at me like I disrupted you? You in the middle of the room, bro. Go into a corner and lick yourself like that. And they'll do it. They'll groom themselves in places where it's like prime real estate for vision. Like, you just be looking around. There's one time.
This damn cat was sitting on top of the little our entertainment center. So boom, like eye view, and this Joker just hiked that leg up and just get to licking. I'm like, yo, what is going on with this cat? That's one thing I really don't care too much about because they just do that. I know dogs do it too, but it ain't as weird looking as a cat. Like, yeah, granted, it is weird looking with a dog, but it ain't as weird looking as a dog than it is looking at a cat because a cat be all up in there. Or they'll be sitting in very weird poses and just be grooming themselves. And I'm like, ah. And then the hairballs. Oh, hairballs are gross. Even if you get the little hairball control, that just means if you get the hairball control food, only thing that means is that they're not coughing up hairballs all the time. And if you ever hear a cat hacking up a hairball, it is the most nastiest, funniest thing you'll ever see. In my opinion, it's nasty and funny at the same time because you just hear a little, and you're looking like, what the? And you just see this little cat. He's a, and then he'll look at you like, and then he'll move like, oh, you can't see me do this. This is not pretty and pristine. I can't be seen hacking up these hairballs, player. And they'll just walk off and go into a corner. That's the only time they'll go into a corner. If they're trying to hack up a hairball. But other than that, nah, I don't want no more stinking cats. Once these cats is old and decrepit, then boom, on to dogs. Actually, I'm gonna get a dog before that. I'm gonna get a dog in about 3.5 years. I'm gonna get me a dog. And it'll be interesting. And but I kind of wanna move somewhere that has all four seasons. Oh, speaking of something like that, I've lived through almost every natural disasters. I done lived through snowstorms and whiteouts, hurricanes and tornadoes, earthquakes, forest fires. Only thing I haven't really dealt with is a tsunami. And I ain't looking forward to I don't want to be in no tsunami. That doesn't look like it's a good time at all. But I often ask people, what natural disaster would you rather live near or live through? Like if you had a place to live and they're like, boom, but all right, you could live in one of these places, but in this place, boom, earthquake, tornado, wildfire, hurricane, snowstorms, blizzards, whiteouts, yada yada. Which one would you want to live through or live with? I'd rather live with hurricanes, to be honest. Like, there's always enough time. Well, there's so tornadoes, you don't really get much time. Like you do, but you don't. Hurricanes, you get way more than enough time. Snowstorms, you kind of got enough time. But the thing is, like once it starts snowing, you don't really know how bad it's gonna snow until it really starts getting there. And weather people, they are the best guessers when it comes to weather. Like they are based solely on predictions. They'll look at it and trends. All right, so around this time of year, for the past several years, it's been raining. Oh, we see some clouds. We see some rain clouds are brewing. So it's about a 90% chance that it's gonna rain. And that's all it is. Straight guesswork. Which is pretty dope. Yeah, okay. I'm not taking nothing from meteorologists. They do study the weather, they study the patterns. They're good at their job. But it really boils down to guesswork. Like they know, okay, it's a high probability, it's a high chance that it's going to do X weather, but they don't know that for certain. Even when it comes to tornadoes, everything could line up. And they be like, it's going to be a tornado. The tornado is going to hit, but it won't. Or at least it won't when they say it will. They be like, all right, we should have a tornado at 2 o'clock. Tornado don't show up at 2 o'clock. Everything is there. Everything is prime for a tornado. You get the wind, you get the hail, rain, all of that. You're like, yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, but then it won't. And then you're like, see, he don't know what he talking about. Then you start having a barbecue. Boom, tornado right there. Bah. And sometimes they're early enough with the warnings, got the little sirens going off, letting you know that it's the whirly coming through. And you know what a water spout is? A water spout is a tornado on the water, not to be confused with a hurricane. Two completely different things. Yes, you can have water spouts during a hurricane. Yeah, during a hurricane, but you don't necessarily see a hurricane if you see water spouts. Found that one out. The first time I saw one, freaked me out. I didn't know what it was. I thought the world was finna end. I was like, "Oh, we finna die. We all about to die." And it was like, "Nah." And then they explained it to me, and I was like, "Oh, I'm an idiot." You know, I'm an idiot. But it works itself out. Everybody's dumb about something. Nobody knows everything about everything. You get people who know bits and pieces about a lot of things, but they still won't know everything. They'll know just like me. Take like me. I'm gonna use myself as an example. I know just enough about a lot of things where I can speak intelligently about it. However, in that same breath, I might get some facts skewed a little bit. But also, if I don't know something, I'm really not going to talk about it until I have a time to look it up. Because, I attribute that part to my pappy. He, every time I would ask more questions, hey dad, why are joints like that? Or how come I got two bones in my thigh or leg? I don't know. There's something that got two bones. I don't know which one it was. It's been a long time. But he'll be like, look it up. And growing up, we had a lot of goddamn books. We had the whole Encyclopedia Britannica. Like the entire editions, both for the adults and the kids. So he'd be like, look it up. And I'm like, oh, okay. So but then, I got kind of mad because I ain't want to have to keep looking stuff up. But he also told me, I can give you the answer, but you won't know. He said, but if you look it up, you're always going to know. And can't nobody tell you anything else because you looked it up, you found out the answer, and you know that's what it is. So nobody could tell you nothing. So I look a lot of things up, a lot of random things up too. What was I talking about before this? I really don't remember. I really don't remember. I must have been on this rant for a little while because I really don't remember. But anyway, but I would say that's the same energy that I get of my kids, but I'm about halfway right on that. Sometimes I tell them to look it up, which is easier for them to look it up. They can just be like, hey, smart device, what is this? And they can, boom, get the answer right then and there. Oh, it's this. Or according to Wikipedia, and they'll give them the answer. We ain't had no daggone Wikipedia growing up. We had a goddamn encyclopedia and a dictionary and a thesaurus. We had to look things up the hard way. You remember flipping through phone books trying to find something, trying to find something? Be like, man, oh man, that's Jake Smithers. So you're like, all right. So you start flipping through, be like, I know Jake. Where Jake at? Where you flipping through, flipping through? Okay, there go Smithers, uh, Jane. Then you got Jake. Then you got to look over at the address. Be like, okay, no, he lived right there. Okay, there you go. There go Jake Smithers. And that's how you look people up if you ain't know their numbers. Like I said, we ain't had the internet. The only thing that was at your fingertips was them white and yellow pages. So all of you who don't know what the white and yellow pages is, it's a phone book. Yellow pages are for people, white pages for businesses. Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I might be wrong. It might be the other way around. No, it's definitely not the other way around. It's definitely white is the businesses and yellow is the people's because the yellow book is the thicker damn book. Because remember, you get a phone book
The white page is just basically like stuff that's in your area. Like you're not gonna get the white pages for like me. I lived in Grand Rapids, Kent County. I'm not gonna get uh the white pages for something outside of Kent County. I ain't for no Granville or you know any other place like that. I really can't think of counties in Michigan. It's been a long time. But yeah, it'll give you all the so yeah. So you really had to go thumb through and figure it out. Or, use buses and go bus around town, which was the norm. That's what everybody did. Everybody hit buses. Like, yeah, people had cars, but sometimes you ain't know nobody with a car. Or the person you do know with a car was always stingy with that joker. They were like, nah, man. Or I'm already doing this, or I'm already doing that. Knowing damn well they ain't got nothing planned. They just want to take your ass anywhere. Or they be hitting up for gas money, which gas was cheap though. Be like, yo, can you take me over here? Yeah, man, slide me a couple dollars. And when he said a couple dollars, he meant a couple dollars. Like you could sit there and give somebody like $3 and they could take you almost all around town on $3 worth of gas. It was crazy. Now we're paying upwards of $5, $6, depending on where you live. And depending on what kind of car you got. So I lucked out. I got me a little Mini Cooper. A little thing is it's actually pretty fun. I actually really like that car. However, because it has a turbo in it, it takes premium gas. So every time I fill up, I gotta fill up with premium gas. However, the upside to that is that the tank is small. I got $40 worth of premium gas. Over here, gas is between for premium is between 4.50 and $5, depending on where you go. But even still, between 4.50 and $5, $40. That's what it costs for me to fill up my tank. From when the lights on to full, $40. Give or take maybe a dollar. Maybe a dollar. So that's the only good thing about it. I wish it didn't take premium. Cause then, I could spend like $20 and get a full tank of gas. And I'm like, yo, I ain't never did that since, long time ago. Like granted, I didn't start driving until I was in the 11th grade with my Cadillac Coupe de Ville. Cadillac Coupe de Ville. But anyway, yeah, that's when I started driving. So gas was, fairly cheap. Dollar, maybe $2. $2. I seize your dollar and I raise your $2. And yeah, so it was dope. Koreans love fried chicken and beer. That's like their go-to. I fucks with that. I also like fried chicken and beer. Who doesn't like fried chicken and beer? I think everybody like fried chicken and beer. And if you don't like fried chicken and beer, you need to reevaluate your life. Even if you're vegan, you get them little tofu chicken things with the stick. I don't know. It's fucking weird, but that's y'all thing. More power to you. Um, except for vegetarians. I don't think vegetarians got. I don't know, they could make like a lettuce drumstick or something. I don't fucking know. But yeah, it's fucking crazy. Like, oh, chicken and beer. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it that that's like one of their staples? Like I said, I watch a lot of K dramas. I could be wrong. I could be 100% wrong and just basing everything off of K dramas, which I really am. I'm really am basing all my Korean knowledge off of K dramas. But there is some truth to that. Like American sitcoms, there's truth to what they say and what they do to how Americans actually do things. Yeah, you look at it, some of it's a little far fetched, but a lot of it's like spot on. Like, yeah, we do that. So yeah, I don't feel that's a wrong way to learn about a culture. Let's do some K dramas. But that's how I know they like fried chicken and beer.
And it is delicious. And it is delicious. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. So I appreciate everybody who took the time out their day to listen. I really appreciate that. For all of my peoples out there who've been a guest on this show, you are more than welcome. Even though I told you this before, but you are more than welcome to hit me up and be like, hey, I want to hop on an episode. And I am perfectly fine with it. And I will let you know. Anybody else who wants to hop on, hit me up. Let me know. I'll make room. We can get on there. We can talk about whatever. Don't matter to me. And but that's y'all choice. I ain't pressuring nobody. But then again, like I said, thank y'all for listening. If you want to reach out, hit me up, ask me questions or anything, you can do so by sending me a message on Instagram at I'm too absent minded. That I'm the number two absent minded, or on TikTok with Howard Higgins Jr. So, with that being said, y'all have a great day and y'all stay safe out there. I'll talk at y'all later. Bye.